Building strength takes years and conditioning takes months. What do you think about that statement?
Oh man, that's, I feel like I was there when that statement like was first made in the context of CrossFit. And I believe that time was the 2012 regionals, which I competed in. And at the end of it, there's a lot of frustration. Like, I'm just going to go long. Like everything's long now. I just want to go long. Like keep in mind, 2012, people were doing Fran and like posting their time. It was still a big deal. So it's all about going short and powerful. And then you get to the regional and there's like 18-minute workouts. No one's doing those. And kind of the consensus at that regional, and I think throughout the sport, was like, I'm just going to start going long. And I think in the short term, people had success with that. And that was where that quote came about. And I embraced it at the time. I was like, well, I'm already strong. And it took years to get strong. So if it just takes months to do conditioning, perfect. I'll be ready for next year. As I went down that journey, I realized that statement is misleading in the sense of any physiological adaptation to get excellent at it takes years. Like if you want to just be in decent shape, do CrossFit for 6 months. You're going to be in better shape than the person that didn't do CrossFit for 6 months or isn't active. But if you really want to get fit as a competitor or strong as a competitor or excellent at gymnastics as a competitor, all of those take years. So with the benefit of 10 years of CrossFit experience and just general fitness knowledge, I would say, no, it's not true at all. If you want to raise either adaptation to the same level of excellence, you need to dedicate the same amount of time. And I think that came about just because people like in 2012 or whenever this really gained some traction, everyone kind of knew strength training. If you played football in high school or you just were kind of a gym rat, you knew that you squat, you get strong, you deadlift, you get strong. So people understood that. Whereas the level of conditioning fitness in CrossFit in 2012 was nowhere near where it is now. There were guys in 2012 who could squat 500. Not a lot, but they were there. There was no one who could row a 2K in 6:15 in CrossFit. It was incomprehensible at that point. So I don't think any coaches who were saying that understood how far CrossFit would take the conditioning side of things. We kind of had a handle like, all right, a 300 snatch is going to be big. No one's ever going to hit 400, but a 300 is going to be huge. A 400 clean is like an upper limit. People could understand that. There wasn't enough context to, I'm trying to be charitable towards those coaches who said this incredibly wrong statement and see where they were coming from, right? But yeah. I think it's just no one understood how far the conditioning was going to go. So it was like, all right, if I'm super strong and well-conditioned, that's a CrossFitter. Well, for an elite CrossFitter, I have to be super strong and extremely well-conditioned. And, again, going back to where I started, getting both of those things to an excellent level takes years. Any physical discipline. You want to get excellent at archery, you better dedicate years. You want to get excellent at, basketball, it's years. So strength and conditioning are no different. And I think that statement reflected the state of the CrossFit world in 2012. But I think now most coaches would say, well, actually, excellence takes years, period. And if your coach doesn't say that, come work with us, because that's what we think.